Big Mike's Coffee Shop presents the Avery Journal-Times Coaches Corner broadcast. Here is our host, Jamie Schell.
And good day. Appreciate you joining us for the Viking Coaches Show, sponsored by Big Mike's Coffee Shop of Newland. Once again, we're meeting virtually this morning due to arrangements and schedules and conditions and things going on. But again, we appreciate Mike and Jackie Nelson with Big Mike's Coffee Shop. I know they're excited about getting their shop opened up really, really soon. I know it's looking great. The sign up on the new building, and it's coming along really nicely. Just excited about that. But until then, I know they're still offering their fall selection of different menu items available from their flannel macchiatos to their lattes to coffee, anything that'll keep you warm on a cold morning like this one. With a little bit of a freeze watch, had a little frost on the pumpkins this morning. But again, we are grateful to Mike and Jackie and their continued support of our coaches shows and, of course, of Viking athletics as well. Here, of course, with Coach Ethan Farmer of the Avery Vikings. Coach, again, thank you for the time this morning. I know last week, we'll touch on it last week really quickly. I know it was a pretty one-sided from the get-go. I know with the way things started off with kick return and then a safety and then another touchdown. And it seemed like things kind of snowballed pretty quickly in that matchup. I know 16 points in less than a minute kind of helped, get the Bearcats jump started in that matchup. But can you talk just a little bit about what you all picked up from that game and just kind of a couple of general thoughts about that matchup with Hendersonville last week?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we didn't get what we wanted, and we talked to the seniors, and obviously it didn't go the way we wanted it to go for their senior night. Nobody wanted that to happen at all. But when we look at it statistically, I think they had like 436 yards worth of total offense, and I think we ended up having, it was like 346. Can't remember. I think it was around that range. We wasn't too far off. And then when you looked at first downs, they had 16. We had 14. But there's three phases to the ball game. And we broke down that film with the kids, and the coaches as well. Just so that everybody's on the exact same page of definitely knowing, play by play, kind of knowing the game scenarios there. When you have an open kickoff return back, that's adversity. But then she'll let the ball kind of bounce in the end zone. That took place. And then obviously we get pinned on the two. And I kind of went through that with the kids. Kind of just playing football. And kids understood that as we watched film, and then we come back down and we score. And there was 16-6 by then, and third down situation gets us again. Had a perfect opportunity again for two picks actually. We was in perfect position to make the play. We kind of seeing what was happening there, and after that, it was just simple mistakes. Hats off to Hendersonville. But I thought that our kids, competed very well. Hendersonville is a great team, and obviously with our record right now, our record doesn't show who we are. And especially for I think Hendo and Mount Heritage is obviously competing for the conference championship tomorrow night. But we just faced Mount Heritage and we faced Hendersonville. And the way we got to look at it is, and like I told our kids, when you watch the film, there's a lot of different things that goes on in there. And, when you're in the film room, when I'm in the film room with the kids, you're explaining it to them, and then they're seeing it. And that's the changes that, you got to make and adjustments that you have to make. And, as soon as I turned the film on, it was kind of like, hey, that coach, hey, that's on me. And, just accountability for it. But, nobody's going to play the blame game. That's just basically, football. It doesn't matter if it's football, basketball. It doesn't matter what sport it is. It's a great thing whenever you have kids that can easily pick up on or be coachable enough to be able to pick up on what mistakes that they had. So, we learned from that one. Fix some things for sure. Hit it off on Monday. But we went back and watched a couple of things of mistakes that we had for us not to have tomorrow night. And I thought so far, I mean, we had a great practice on Monday. Great practice definitely on Tuesday for sure. Wednesday, that was yesterday was one of our key things of crossing the hump. And I thought in the past couple of weeks, it's kind of been up and down a little bit. We do good on offense, and then defense we just have like a lapse. But I thought that every day we continuously find out something to obviously get better on, and it's the same thing with our 2-minute drill. Yesterday, offensive wise, we didn't capitalize on the 2-minute drill, but then we turned right back around this morning and was able to capitalize on our 2-minute drill and game like situation. So I thought so far, I mean, I think our kids are ready to go for tomorrow night for sure. Seem to be focused, and it's been one heck of a week of practice. It's like I told them, I'm waiting for that team that I definitely know that is there, that we've been seeing all season long. We just got to have it click, and I'm hoping for it tomorrow.
You mentioned the fact that you've played Hendersonville and Mountain Heritage these past 2 games, back-to-back weeks, and again they're facing off basically Friday night for the regular season championship. You have any pick in that one since you've seen them both very up close and personal?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. I wish it was us for sure. But I definitely have a pick in that one. Yeah.
Do you expect that to be a close game? I'll ask you that. So you don't have to actually make a pick publicly, but do you expect it to be a close game with those 2 squads?
Yeah, I definitely think it'll be a high-scoring game for sure. I do think both teams match up very well. I think Mount Heritage definitely had the run game, and they definitely had it in the pass game too. So they can beat you on the run, or you assume that you're going to stop them, and they can hit you deep. So I think with Hendo, I just think it's going to be a high-scoring game there. But also too, I think that it's going to boil down to the last couple minutes of the ball game for sure. Hendersonville, they've got some athletes too. I think it's going to be a dogfight tomorrow. But I'm definitely I'm gonna go with Pope. I think he's gonna get that one tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we didn't have a game ourselves, that'd be one to catch on the High School Sports Network or something to watch if you have a subscription to that. Because I think that game is in Hendersonville, I believe it is, and I know they have the camera like we do at McDonald's Stadium. So make it back over the weekend at least. So
yeah, and it's gonna be. I mean, like I said, it's both teams. I mean, we played them. Obviously we have mistakes in both games, but. I think that I think all 3 phases of the ball game. I think Mount Heritage has got advantage for sure. Okay. It's gonna be a close one, but I think Mount Heritage has got advantage.
Your prognostication's good. Then I may see if I trip to Cherokee and see if we might make a little bit of a little profit off that. No,
yes,
but one last thing I do want to talk about is with the game last Friday night was kind of the emergence of your quarterback. Hudson, just a freshman. Hudson Manis, a freshman, took a lick or 2, of course, as well. But I think he threw for around 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Yes, a couple of interceptions. But are you seeing maturity from him that you saw already through the JV ranks, where you saw him during the JV season as well? Do you feel like do you feel like that was a kind of a milestone game for him, or how do you feel like he's starting to mature as well? Because I know. I'll ask you about injuries in a second, but I know that kind of maybe played a part too. But go ahead. Sorry about.
No, you're good. I think that he has matured. He just continues to get better. Being able to see the progressions, being able to. I mean, it's a different jump from JV to varsity. That's for any quarterback across the board, anywhere. Just the game speed is a lot different. It's a lot faster. But I thought that he came in, he stepped in and was able to, read his progressions, go through his progressions. There's some progressions that he obviously missed, but at the exact same time, we tell him to go to the next play, just like we tell all our kids. If one thing goes wrong, hey, it's not the end of the world, go to the next play. But I thought that, he was able to scan the field, be able to get it out quick much as possible. If he felt the blitz, he was definitely able to get out, escape the pocket. Get out of bounds, be smart with the football. A couple of mistakes, obviously that he had there was just, timing, really Tomlin, and obviously he's feeling that pressure. Stays in the pocket too. He escapes when he has to, but I just told him, hey, don't force it. If it's not there, throw it out of bounds. I'd rather take, you're throwing it out of bounds than take a pick. So, I mean, just great progressions, though. I mean, I think he only had 2 interceptions, but, 4 touchdowns that he threw, and it was one the one that I didn't even think he saw. I mean, I was watching it. I'll be watching everything, but, scanning it, and, like, hey, people are doing like this, holding their arms up and stuff, but, hitting those short routes right up underneath. I mean, that first one they threw to Jackson right there. Well, actually, I go back before that. The one that he threw to Oak to set that one up. Beautiful ball was placed literally right in front of him in stride. Oak made a great play there, set us up there, and then obviously we tried with the run. Then all of a sudden we hit him with a rollout. And then the episode, Jackson Bull just came right on out the backfield. Nice little 5 and out, and it was right there. So that was just, timing, and just being smart with the football. Hey, you ain't got to go deep. You can, but just progression. So I thought that he's coming on very well right now. Still got a long way to go, but he definitely knows I'm a harp on him. I mean, that's just where I am with any kid. Just being coachable. That's the biggest thing, and making sure too. When he's watching film, hey, like he's asking different questions. He's talking to the receivers as well, just so he can know where to put the ball. So, I mean, hats off right now, but definitely, I think he's headed in the right direction. Just got to keep, staying humble and making his progressions good, which, obviously for a freshman right now, we got to take that for sure.
And I know last week you started with Nick back at quarterback. I know he got banged up. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about injuries, just kind of how you guys doing after a game like last week. I know it was there was parts of that game that was pretty hard hitting. Just wanted to know kind of how is the health of the guys going into this week.
Yeah, I mean, Nick, obviously with that injury there, hey, we tried, we wanted to do something different. To talk to Nick about some things, and unfortunately he got hurt. That's it's a high ankle sprain. That's definitely one of the leaders that we'll definitely be missing this week here for sure. Zane Chevron be questionable. It'll be a game time decision. Hoping to get some great news today. I think we got Josh Spence back. Josh is outside linebacker. He'll be back this week here for sure. He was out with a shoulder injury. Luke Wallace is out right now. Shoulder injury right now. So that kind of helps us or hurts us. Sorry, that hurts us in the back end on defense as well. Offense that hurts us. I'm sorry, it hurts us there because now you're down skill guys. That's 3 skill guys that you're down right now. And then 2, up front, I think we're healthy across the board there. Got Connor Brewer back, senior. So kind of looking forward for him in that rotation there up front on the D-line for sure. And I think I'm missing one more. We call him Big Sexy, but it's Nick Simcox. Nick's probably going to be questionable for this ball game here. He got a concussion against Mount Heritage. Fingers crossed for all these kids and praying for sure. Hopefully we found out some good news. Hopefully later on today. We got to talk to my man Joe. Try to get some things figured out there. And then obviously we got Gerke back. Gerke's been back the last 2 weeks. He's kind of still getting his feet back up underneath of him. We've had some freshmen, Silas Fisher as well, who was out last week. He's back this week here. So, there's a lot of guys, freshman-wise, that's definitely are stepping up and filling in these roles. And too, they're a part of the team, and we've been saying that before. Hey, like we got to play. So, Hunter Hollis, he'll be back. He got banged up a little bit last week with his ankle. But, I mean, Colton's back healthy, so that's great. But freshman-wise, I mean, these guys are stepping in right away. and it's working and it's helping. So, again, with the guys that's injured right now, obviously we're praying for them and definitely hoping that they can return back as soon as possible. Like I said, Luke right now, we don't know, with his injury right now, whether he's out or what. But, right now I know for Friday he's out for sure. And then obviously Nick. So we got two freshmen as quarterbacks right now. So, we're here's the thing. I mean, it's high school football, and it's just that next man up mentality, and we just got to keep fighting for sure.
This week you've got the Polk County Wolverines, and Polk, of course, traditionally being a strong club, usually near the top of the standings in the conference. But this season, under Coach Fry, they've had some struggles, and are 2-6 overall. They had a rough season last year. But they, much like your guys, they don't have a lot of seniors on their club. They're a fairly young team, and I know their main weapon being Lorenzo Sanchez. I know I want to talk about him, number 4 on the. I know you use the numbers, number 4 on the film. I know he seems to jump out when you watch him. I know watching the film from last week's game of Madison, he seemed like the fastest person on the field. Seemed like the most athletic guy on the field, and I know he's got this season 1,300 yards, over 1,350 yards already. He scored 11 touchdowns. Seems like he is their primary weapon. And how do you feel like your defense will be able to contend with him this week? And kind of how do you hope to, I guess, kind of, I don't know if I'm going to say stop him, but maybe contain him. Maybe that's a better word to put it. Slow him down.
Yeah, I mean, just we've heard about this kid. We've seen him, heard about him last season too. I did, and I know Coach Jackson has as well. He's a great player. Great athlete. He's quick. He hits the holes. He follows his blocks. Real shifty guy. Pretty much he has all the tools from the back perspective, and I'm too. Splitting some out to it receiver. He's a great player, and how we've been kind of just doing things at practice this week here. Kind of been prepping for him. Like I said, we have been prepping for him. You just gotta. We told our guys, hey, you have to play football. With him, he'll bounce off one, and he can get out of there. So that's just one of the key things right now, man, that we kind of been emphasizing on. And two, they've got some other guys. Quarterback's pretty solid as well. Big guy. Two. They got some receivers, got some skill guys out there as well. And then tight end wise, they've got number 40 there, pretty solid tight end. I think he's about 6'2", 6'3". Got some great hands, can move.
And just a sophomore.
Yeah, just a sophomore. And then number 23, the exact same thing. Shifty back as well. Kind of utilize him everywhere else too. So kind of split them out. So there's a lot of different things, that we've been emphasizing on. And two, showing our kids on film. That's just one of the biggest things there. But I definitely know that, I've had some history with Polk. It's they are a tough team. I know for a fact our guys, they've been hearing it all week from me for sure. And in a great way. Just being able to reemphasize and let everybody know, hey, this season's not over with. You gotta focus on Polk. And I think so far, with them, Polk is 6 versus you got 6 and 7. So we're last in the conference right now, and you got 2 teams fighting for that first win in conference play. So definitely know it's going to be a battle, and the way Polk plays, they play for 4 quarters for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned 23 as a receiver. Styler Blackwell is a junior, but he also leads their team in tackles by a pretty wide margin.
He's one of their best
field defensively. And I guess scheme-wise, do you have to scheme for that when you have someone who's just really seems to be all over the ball? Kind of like I would compare it to maybe like a Cason Jones with Mountain Heritage. Do you have to kind of look at it in a similar way like that as far as how you're going to scheme for someone like that?
You have to. And two, you got to check out the defense. You got to know the coverages, from the offense perspective. You got to know all these things. So, I mean, when you play a receiver, you definitely need to know how far he's off. If he's going to plan on jamming you, where is his foot lined up at? All these type of things that you need to know from a receiver perspective, because you need to know their coverages of what you're seeing. So then, two, that kind of goes back to where, football. I always use the term football 1-on-1. Just so you're definitely knowing, hey, if the slant's there, it's there. If it's not, hey, where's this linebacker at? But 23 seems to have a knack for the ball for sure. He can move. He's fast. Then two, their front seven up front. Got some good size up front. Definitely can move. Kind of linebacker wise, they're definitely moving there too. So we've been kind of seeing some different looks that they've been throwing at for sure. And yeah, I mean, these guys do fly around. We do have a plan in place for that. And hey, if plan A don't work, go to plan B. Plan B don't work, go to C, all the way through the alphabet. So there's a lot of different things. I'm jacked up because hey, it's time, man. And I told the kids, I embraced that this whole entire week. Like, hey guys, like I've been saying it every single week, guys. It's time. So I'm pretty much probably gonna be all the way up and down the sidelines, like always. But truly, man, just you want this so bad. Want this bad for the kids, and want this bad for the program for sure. And you just gotta stay positive through everything, and hoping that it finally touches, and hopefully we can come away with a dub.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit of a drive. And again, you guys haven't been on the road in, over a month. It's been several weeks between the off week and the 3 straight home games. So now getting back onto the field, I guess Madison, was the last trip that y'all took. I say I wasn't able to make that trip because
I wasn't either. Yeah, I had to deal with my mom. Yeah.
For us, it's going to be for the Vikings, a first road trip in several weeks. Do you have any concerns about that? Is there any thoughts about, you prepare for the warm weather down there, but actually you're playing them, it's it'll be a little bit warmer than here, but not really a hot night, hopefully. But just how do you feel like you guys are going to be ready to take their show on the road this week?
I mean, I think too, how we've been practicing this week. We've been getting after it. So every drill, every team period, every special teams, we kind of been getting after it. So and too, if you're not in shape by now, I don't know what to say. But it's different, and a lot of people don't really realize it, but when it's warm like that, you feel great, but when you're being in the cold, or having practice in the cold, like it does open your lungs up a whole lot more. When you're running around in it, and then obviously when you get down there, it's hydration. I mean, everybody's got to stay hydrated and keep moving around. So I think our guys are probably going to be. I ain't gonna say probably. I think our guys are going to be excited about tomorrow because they're like, oh God, it's warm down here. So until it's a long trip, especially on a bus, it goes 55 miles an hour. So that's one of the things you got to keep in mind. So today, obviously is a parent teacher conference day today, and told our guys, just make sure to be a student athlete. Make sure everything's good to go in classrooms, and check in with your teachers if you need to, and make sure you're checking your grades. And that's the first part, student. Second part is athlete for sure. Be an athlete. Get some rest today for sure. Watch some film and enjoy family. At the same time, rest up, hydrate. So that's just one of our biggest things. I told them already. I said, hey, if you make sure you start your hydration process tonight. Well, not even tonight, this morning. So I think they're gonna be ready to play tomorrow for sure.
Lots of water, lots of bananas, lots of all that fun potassium things that get in the system.
Juice, mustard, yeah, you name it.
I say mustard. Okay, I don't know about that.
For crampers.
Oh yeah. For pickle juice is good for that too. I hear. I don't know. Again, that's something else I wouldn't necessarily try personally, but for some, they believe in it for sure. They hold on to that. But I know, again, some folks may not realize that y'all did go through a practice this morning. Y'all early practice. We're recording this on Thursday morning, but a little bit after daylight, I guess. Y'all are out there even before daylight or right at daylight. Y'all are out there practicing this morning in the cold, in the frost, and it really does make you feel like it's football weather, I'd imagine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I always say, start to finish. This is kind of like one of my, it don't look like it, but, it's kind of like one of my favorite weather moments for sure when you're playing. Because when it gets cold, that's when it's definitely it's fun. You got to embrace every moment that you get. And I continue to tell our kids that, hey, start off in the summer grinding, then got the fall, and then hey, around September, October starts getting cold. That's when it's starting to become football again. That's just one of the key things. And right now is everybody's back is against the wall right now. So you gotta be able to push through, and when you don't feel like going and it's a little cold, you gotta keep going. So right now I always wear this toboggan during this time frame here, or beanie, whatever anybody want to call it. But definitely excited. Definitely excited for our kids and for the program. Because we definitely need this one tomorrow. And it's going to be a dogfight tomorrow. I know that. And we just got to be prepared. And I think our kids are prepared for sure. And, hey, adversity will happen tomorrow night at some point in time in the ball game. But we've got to overcome it, which I think we will for sure.
And there's still a lot to play for. I mean,
Absolutely.
people think, well, look at your record, look at this, that, and the other. But, if you're able to pull out, to get the win Friday night,
absolutely,
and then you play Mitchell in a game that's usually a toss-up. Well, last season it was such a close matchup, and I think this season, based on kind of how the teams have played, it could again be a very close matchup. You get out with 3 wins on the season. Finish strong. There's still playoff possibilities in this 2A bracket. There aren't a ton of schools, and there's opportunities there that could arise. So I would imagine you still, with your guys, have a lot to play for.
Absolutely, and that's a good point. I mean, that's where we, that's kind of what I hit on this week here. Monday, as soon as I got out of school, watch film, go through everything, kind of go through the prep and everything, what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And when I explained that to the kids, it was kind of from, like, in a sense, it was like, really? Like, yeah. Like, guys, anything can happen, and you got to stay positive. And right now, I think everybody in the whole state in 2A ball right now is fighting like crazy because hey, now, like I said, it's October, so you got to play. I mean, and you survive and you advance. So every week, moving forward, even tomorrow, like we're treating this either win or go home, and that's the mentality that we have. But not the go home part, like, hey, we're done. No, like, hey, like, let's play for 4 quarters because everything matters the most. And I want these kids to be able to remember this. Hey, like, we made a turnaround. And that's one of the positive things I continue to preach day in and day out. And, right now they definitely know, like, hey, man, like, this is getting fun. And it can only get funner now if we just do our jobs and, continue to play each and every play at 110% and, keep going and fly around. I mean, like I told them, it's time to have fun, man. So, it's definitely funny whenever you start to see, like, your own breath, up underneath their helmet. You're talking that's that fun weather, man. So I'm excited for our kids.
Again, of course, game tomorrow night at Tennis Stadium over in Columbus, over in Polk County. Kick off at 7:30 there at the stadium. Again, Polk coming in 2-6 with an 0-4 mark in conference play. Avery, of course, 1-7, 0-4 conference play. So this is a division game, and this is a standings game. I mean, a win will help you, give you a tiebreaker. And of course, Polk plays in the 3A, so it doesn't affect you so much as far as them taking a playoff spot might be concerned. But it definitely would be a feather in the cap to get a win over a 3A school and a conference win on Friday night. And Coach, we appreciate the time as always, and wish you all the very best as you travel down and as the game unfolds tomorrow evening. Hopefully come away with a win there. And again, we'll talk again, hopefully maybe post-game tomorrow evening, hopefully with a win there at the stadium. And then, of course, next week we've got the game with Mitchell. Of course, it's one of those games you want to hold off. You want to look ahead, but you don't want to look ahead because of this week. So we'll talk about the game coming up next week. Hopefully you haven't had any kids talking about Mitchell this week. So
no, I'm not. No.
Take care of business this week with the Wolverines. That's for sure. Yes, Coach, again, thank you so much for the time, and we look forward to seeing you guys on Friday night out there on the field.
Yes, sir. Go Vikes.
And by the way, we want to thank Mike and Jackie Nelson about walked off and didn't forget them or forgot to thank them. And once again, we do appreciate Big Mike's Coffee Shop, and we appreciate their sponsorship. We thank them for their willingness to be part of our programs. I know we usually meet at their location, but been some issues where we haven't been able to do that here of late. But we do want to thank them for their sponsorship and all the things they have to offer. Continue to encourage folks to go out there and check out their different selection of food and drink items. The Fruity Pebbles drink, of course. I know that shakes one of your favorites. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Butterscotch Delight, I love that. And then the Flannel Macchiatos, the pumpkin spice, the apple cinnamon stuff. You've got fall in the air, and you taste fall when you go into that shop. So definitely take advantage of that. If you're a big fan of the fall, big fan of the pumpkin spice, big fan of this season, definitely go by their shop. And if you haven't tried it, go out and give them a try. Tell them we sent you from the Viking Coaches Show. It won't get you anything, but at least they'll know that people are watching. So we hope you'll be part of that, and you'll definitely take advantage of those opportunities, anybody who's watching. Again, Coach,
yes. Hey, man, I forgot. Hey, shout out to our golf team, man, our women's golf team. Shout out to them, man.
Absolutely, yeah. Our teams, our soccer team got a win down at Perryville on Tuesday night. The girls golf squad with Coach Mike Shook, those girls went and won a regional championship in 2A, 3A, I think 2A, 3A West. So they are going to be one of the top seeds going into the state tournament next week. Thank you for that reminder. Absolutely.
Sure.
Playing some great golf. Again, just wish those ladies the best of luck next week as they go down in the state. I guess I'm imagining it's down towards Southern Pines to take part in the state tournament down there. And I think they'll make some noise this week. I really do. I look forward to seeing them bring home a state championship. I know they've been right there at the cusp, so we're looking forward and hoping for that as well, and rooting for them along the way too. Again, thank you, Coach, for the reminder. And cross country, I guess they've got I think regional coming up as well. So just a lot of things going on as we wrap up the fall sports season with our different sports and transition into the winter with the cooler weather. Just a reminder of that as well. But again, Coach, thank you so much. Appreciate the time, and look forward to seeing you on Friday. And we'll catch you next week here for our Viking Coaches Show, brought to you by Big Mike's Coffee Shop.
Yes, sir. Go Vikes.
Go Vikings.